Saros. I'm gonna keep on streaming, honestly. But Saros has the message. I think he's talking about it.
I'm watching the top laugh at us in real time. So, as you may or may not know, the person who was the demon got caught. This guy. This is Tyler Robinson. He is the person who took out Charlie Kirk. We got that. So he's not trans, not an immigrant, not a radical leftist. So they're doing this as it's actively just a white guy, right? They're trying to figure out, well, maybe he had some leftist ideologies. Maybe he had that. I've seen people go sicko
Yeah,
mode wild saying, this is him.
sicko mode.
This is not him, by the way. I discovered that this is not him. They're going crazy. It's like, oh, this is a guy that's going crazy. They want this to be Tyler Robinson. And I'm watching people lie in real time. I'm watching people edit videos. This is fake. This image is fake. This is a fake image. This is genuinely a fake image. This is the real image. This is a fake image. I'm watching the left and the right both lie in real. I'm witnessing it. I'm watching them both lie
Yeah.
just to push
Yep.
a narrative. And it's not the regular person, it's the vocal minority. And this isn't some grassroots civil war. This is brutally, horrifyingly honest. They are laughing at us. From boardrooms, from studios, from behind polished decks in the buildings with no windows, they are watching us tear each other apart. And they are laughing. We are the entertainment. We have become the entertainment. We don't need celebrities or
Honestly.
anything like that. We are the product. We are the
Honestly.
rage-fueled engine that keeps.
Yeah, honestly, why even dare? Why even dare do that? Like, yo, like, why are we even watching this? Why are we even dealing? Why even facing so, like the whole like the enemy is they're here, the enemy is there. Well, you guys are just we got the top guys are just laughing at us. I mean, this guy. I mean, it is just wrong. It is just like the whole civil war shit is not gonna happen. If they want it to happen, then that's just making the top guys laughing at us. Yes. Let's just let's just stop, like tearing each other apart and be real about it.
The empire running. That is what's happening. We're arguing about such small, minuscule garbage. It's a white guy, right? We got that. Oh, but it's a white guy. It's a white guy. If it was a black guy, they'd be demonizing. It would be riots in the streets going after black colleges. They already called black colleges and went crazy on black colleges. But now they can't do that. They have no justification to call black colleges because they were calling black colleges and threatening them. That's what they're doing. They're targeting. Look at this. This was going on. Hoaxes target black colleges. This is what's happening. Come on. Cancel classes because a series of threats that to the cause were hoaxes. This is what's happening here. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. So that's what's happening right now. We are attacking each. We lie to each other over and over, sharing half truths with full-blown conviction like it's currency. We don't even realize we're using their language.
Yep.
Do you realize that? We're fighting on their battlefield, following their script. We are actors in a play written by people we will never see for
Yeah.
an audience of one, and the one is power.
Power. That it is. The one is power. Yeah, two wings of the same bird. When I first tried to inform myself when I was in high school about what's happening in this world, I soon came to realize, like right at first I was just like I was following along, right? I was following along on certain things. At first, this was I was kind of I was like what 18 years old, no 17 years old when I was starting to kind of turn woke about certain things. Hey, why is this school system is so shitty? Why am I hearing the same education over and over again? So I just learned things for myself, and I'm realizing that certain lies I'm being told in America, all that stuff, talking about oppression and all that stuff, tearing, like all the kind of stuff that is really more like on the racial motivations and how it came to be. But that was the start of politics and social media. Social media spread it out that way. Usually I was learning that from YouTube. But then time on came by as I see more of this world star hip hop kind of like fucking havoc being unleashed in this country thanks to YouTube and all that good stuff. Although I still love YouTube, I still watch funny stuff on YouTube, watching documentaries and all stuff. Then it came to a point where when Trump became president, then all hell broke loose. I mean, gossiping, all the personal gossiping became political backgrounds. And it was such tribalism that I witnessed. Because usually I was an edge lord. I was kind of a bit of an edge lord watching edgy stuff on YouTube, to even ISIS executions. So, but then I have to start seeing like havoc unleashed, riots and fights and brawls going all around the United States throughout the first term of the president of Trump. Charlottesville, everything, school shootings, going on and 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 on. Then it starts to came to a point where you get these ideologies and these reasonings and these conspiracies keep going on and on and on. And then I start to see the full picture the moment they clashed. When I realized about the Antifa waving down like the sickle and hammer flag, and then the other side carrying down like the Orion power flag. Yes, the one with the two thunderbolts and the Nazi swastikas. At that point on, I was like, no, this is not right. This is not right. I knew at that point, and this whole thing is all going to shambles. But hell isn't going to lose that way. I mean, a civil war, people talk about civil war. That's not going to happen. I'm going to explain that later.
And it will never end. And not like this. It will never end as long as we keep believing that the one person across from us, the one with a different opinion, different skin tone, different prayer, is the enemy. They have convinced us that whiteness is the enemy, blackness is the enemy, woke is Christianity is the enemy. But those are just costumes. They are labels invented to keep us looking away from the real villain. Media, the machine. Whiteness is not an enemy. It's not the enemy. The enemy is a system that taught whiteness to hate itself and everyone else. Blackness is not the enemy. The enemy is a system that commodifies black pain and black joy for clicks and votes. Woke is not the enemy. The enemy is the co-opting of empathy into a brand, a hollow performance stripped of its meaning. Christianity, definitely not the enemy. The enemy is the weaponization of faith into a cudgel of control. And let's talk about Christianity for a second. I'm not talking about the angry Christians on TV. I mean the real one. The idea. The story of a man who loved the unlovable. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Not that Joel Osteen shit, bro. T.D. James. Guys like Joel Osteen, T.D. James. And all these big ass mega churches and all hell Jesus, including guys like the God of Iron, cult that over here in Tennessee, full of Koreans, bro. They're like again. I've seen, like, every time I go to YouTube, you're trying to learn about the bit, or listen to a bit of God, or I have a friend who talks about God. They wave that shit like it's a battle flag, like that. Like the archangels are coming to slay down the demons, slay down the false prophets, right? And it's almost like, this is like this is just a call for battle. It's the same thing as Islam when they're bringing it out that time. They're just saying it in a Christian way, right?
Who ate with the rejected, who preached forgiveness over punishment, mercy over judgment. It's a beautiful idea. It's an idea about grace, about second chances, about a love so radical, it would rather die than condemn. But people with fear in their hearts and power on their minds have turned God into what he isn't. They made him small. They made him angry. They made him in their own image, petty, exclusive, tribal. They use his name to shame, to control, to
Yes.
exclude. They turned a religion of love into a franchise of fear. And that doesn't just suck. It's a big spiritual crime. It's so sad. It's so sad to see. The same goes for every movement, every ideology meant to liberate. They got hijacked, hollowed out, turned into just some stick to beat the other side with. But the goal isn't truth. The goal isn't justice. The goal all the time, for some reason, is engagement. Oh, this is trending now.
Yeah, engagement. It's an engagement. I follow trends only on art. That's it. I don't trends on other things, man. I'm not following gossip of this. I'm not following gossip of that. Maybe I can say reference of it, but if it's a trend that is going with drama, if it's a trend that is going on with certain things, maybe I can comment on it. I can upload videos on it. I can, but I won't. I won't. That's not how it works. I am not going to advocate such gossip and drama that's already been ripping this place apart, right? For the past at least around 7 years, we've been through this. For the past 7 years, there's already been vitriol, there's already been tribalism, there's already been violence, both sides of the same bird. You know, between over opinions, over likings, and then the gossips on TikTok. People actually getting believe their shit and radicalization. To even VTubers. Oh my God. Yes, this is like Mama Oko VTubers. Like, dude, I don't want to hear none of that shit. None of that drama shit. I understand it's a real thing to cover upon, especially Cinder, like all that stuff. But there's already enough division. And you know, you see that and people trying to keep on talking about it on and on and on. You got YouTubers actually gaining clout for that. I can bring out drama if I want to, but at the same time, I'm like, no. That's why I don't do much videos, and I only do live streaming because of art. Is because that is the more productive way. I'm choosing a side of productivity, of what I'm capable to create, not capable to talk about and influence. Influence is not my thing. Doing influence is not my thing. I'm not an influencer. I just look, react to videos, and that's it. And then draw, and hopefully upload. I do graphic design. I don't care how many views or followers I have that are like so little. I have 87 followers. I'm basically a ghost. I'm nothing. I'm garbage. All right. So, fuck it. But hey, I'm uploading it because I want to. I kind of want to push myself. Say, okay, let me try it, even though I'm not gonna have it. I hope I'm waiting to get 100 followers. But yet, you know, the whole thing is being a game. It's a game. You know, the whole thing is being a game. I'm doing something that I like, something I want to see, I want to research about. You know, I don't want to see it. I'm now being succumbed to the drama. I'm being succumbed to theme park calamity and all that stuff. I'm like, I want to avoid that so badly because the algorithm is saying, look at that, like, oh, you like that, right? Okay, here's more. I want that to stop. Because that is a weaponization, radicalization, and so much negativity. It actually ages you. It actually ages you to depression.
It's trending. Look, 800,000 tweets. We treat them like informants, like priests, like guardians of truth, but they're not. They're salespeople. That's all it is. Your attention, your anger, your fear, you are giving them power every time you share that post without thinking. Every time you let a headline tell you how you feel, every time you let a stranger on the internet convince you that your neighbor is a monster, you are handing them your mind, your emotions, your very humanity, and they are laughing all the way to the bank. The vocal minority, which they are, does not speak for you. The Twitter mob does not represent the world. The politician who thrives on chaos does not represent your values. They are loud because fear is loud. And this is my favorite example. My brother told me this. I want you to listen for a second. Why are you angry when someone cuts you off in traffic and you almost get into a near collision? Because you could lose your life. That's why you're angry. The fear takes over, the fear. And then anger. Why are you mad that a gay person can get married? Because there's a fear that it might mean you're gay. It's weird, isn't it? And you get angry because you're not gay. Right? You get angry about that. You get angry because there's a spite against you for some reason. They don't speak.
They don't speak for you. No, they don't. They do not speak for you. No, that's right. They don't speak for you for anything. Why would I want that? Why would I want to see for the sake of my children? If I have children, do I have to teach them about the meaning of anger? I have some anger in me, but I've never used it. I learned to control it. Yes, I get angry in the childish sense, and it embarrassed me, and that got me even more angry that I couldn't do it at the same time on a certain situation. But I wonder, why did I get angry? Right? And that it's like, it's also too like in schools, whenever there's a fight happening, right? Or there's a drama happening, people like there's a lot, like a whole sea of kids like gather around. Why would you? They didn't think into a single moment like, shit, why did I get so addicted to it? You know, you hear these kind of gossips, especially like when you, as a guy like me, I have friends, right, in the neighborhood, but I never make friends in school. So sometimes when I listen to these people's conversation, whenever because I'm always a loner over there. I was a loner in high school. I would sometimes sit next to some people, and I would hear their conversations. And some of their conversations are just like some Jersey Shore shit. Or like Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Yeah, I can get down to that world. I can get down to that. Like it goes from it gets sort of like to some Jersey Shore to World Star Hip Hop shit. And to that point of view, I'm like, you know, why am I hearing such gossip? Why do you like that stuff? I never said anything about it, but I'm like, dude, I'm sick and tired of it. Oh, the guy crashed his car and all that shit. And that was funny. He crashed his car. But then they're talking about girls like, oh, she broke up and he's ready to fight this and that. Oh, I'm ready to fight. Like, that kind of shit, it needs to get that out of your mouth. Like, clean that shit out of your mouth. Even though you're in the bus. I don't want to hear that. People, they should like that shit. In school, though, it used to be like, well, how many fights? Like, one fight every 2 weeks? 2 fights every 2 weeks? Once every 2 weeks, there's going to be like that. And then people start like bucking out and, bucking out here, bucking out there, bucking out here, bucking out there. Like, hey, yo, it's happening. And it is a pattern. It is a big pattern that I learned through school throughout the time. Was that once in every 2 weeks in school, there's always something happening. Arguing, drama, or, niggas throwing phase, right? But then everything else is like everyone wants drama. Like, what about the positive stuff? Where is all that shit? Give me more positivity. I don't want anyone to hear. I don't want to hear nothing of that stuff. Where's positivity? Where's creativity? I have people actually taking pictures of me. Hey, you guys don't know, like, I like that drawing, bro. Do you get paid to draw? Can you draw me? And like, yeah, sure. How much? How much should I give you? I could give you $5, and I could draw a portrait of them. I take a photo and I give it to them, and I get paid $5. When I was 16, I actually got paid in cash, or get paid like $2 just to spare them because they have a little bit of gold to pay job. They, these niggas are kids. That time, niggas were cheap. But that was a very more good compliment. Though in YouTube and all that good stuff, the algorithm doesn't push that good stuff. I stay for theme parks and amusement parks, but it doesn't catch much. So I have to look for it. Like, I follow Inside the Magic and Attractions Magazine I follow battle bots, all the fun stuff, right? Cartoons and theme parks to EDM. That to keep that to kind of keep the things that I like. I want to keep that. But then I got caught up with, Driftwithdrawal and anger. So much anger. So much hate. So much this. Even I am angry. I'm complaining things. Oh, this and that. Ah! No. No, 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 no. That's what they want you to get. They want you to get angry so you can get paid off. They want to smile. They want to laugh. They want to frolic around while the world's on fire. They want to frolic around when people are ripping each other apart in this division. They wanted to do that. This happened, all this shit that's going down, right? Happens around 20, at least when the rise of social media happened, right? But this started cranking up to the highest max right during COVID. Post COVID happened, and then shit cranked up to the highest fan. It is crazy.
Speak for you. The politician who thrives on chaos does not represent your values. Do you remember that? Twitter. Remember, Twitter doesn't speak for you. Please remember these things that I say. The vast, quiet, exhausted majority just want to live, to work, to love, to be left the hell alone. We have to stop letting the loudest, worst voices define the conversations. We have to stop giving them platforms in our minds. We have to stop letting them convince us that everyone who disagrees with us is evil. They're not. And I know you're going to disagree with me, but they are scared. And that fear turns into anger towards you. Well, they want to destroy my human rights because they're scared of you. They have been taught to fear you. So yes, they are scared just like you. That's what I mean when I say fear. I don't think they're that scared if they want to take my life. Yes, that's what fear is. That's what fear is. That is what it is. It's the most primal, instinctual thing in humanity. The best way to fight back isn't with arguing with some random black guy on the internet like me. Don't do that. It's with the refusal. Refuse to click. Refuse to hate. Turn off the screen. Look up. Talk to someone. Listen. Really listen. Not to rebuke. Not to win. To understand. Do you know if you talk to a regular person, you're not going to be able to tell if they are conservative or Democrat? It's going to be very hard to do that. Just speak to them. Take down the media. Not by hijacking servers. No. Revoking your attention. Stop giving them power. Stop letting them scare you. Stop letting them define reality for you. Reality is right here. In the streets. In the face of people who are just trying to make it through the day. In your own heart. They are laughing now. But they won't be laughing when we finally realize we don't need them. You know what we have to do? We have to realize we don't need them. I am not against you. I am your friend. I am your friend. The most soul-crushing, infuriating part is that we are lacking empathy. People say empathy doesn't exist without religion, and your empathy is woke. You don't understand what you're saying. When did trying to understand become a sign of naivety? When did that happen? And I say this so often, but we have utterly failed each other when basic human decency is met with cynicism. I will not let this failure be the end of the story. It is so infinitely maddening. It's so annoying to have this. I do not care what you look like, what you believe. You are not my enemy. The real battle is not between left or right, black or white, none of that. And I'll say this time and time again, it's a philosophy I believe. The real battle is between those who build bridges and those who build walls. And the media wants to gatekeep you. I am dropping my weapons. I am standing right here with my frustrating, stubborn hope. My hand is out. I'm not standing against you. I am standing with you. And I would like to tell you something very important. When I was growing up, I grew up.
Yep. Yeah, it was that was the way. That like the anger and all that stuff. We just want to live, man. We just want to live. And Saros is saying it right there. I just want to live. The majority of us is this vocal minority. It's this small group of people are talking so loud, is telling the world, hey, this is the end. They are our enemies. They're our enemies. I don't want to hear your shit anymore. I don't want to hear that. None of us want to hear that. I don't want to, like that minority isn't. What he doesn't know too is that minority is becoming the majority. That's another thing. That vocal minority has now become is starting to become growing as a majority, and we're just tired. We're just tired of it. Even though, yes, he's got his opinions too. There's some stuff he has to say, that gets people mad. I'm not mad. I just listen to it. That he has his opinions, but he's not pushing the narrative. He makes videos, but is he going to push the narrative? He already made 4 videos. For example, like he already made 4 videos against the lolly community, right? That is going around on Twitter, that kind of stuff. He already made 4 videos, but there's none of them is pretty much hitting that community. Yes, I mean, he watches the things that we like, whatever it is. He's more of a guy. He's more of a guy who is more of the extrovert kind. Let's just say. That I listened to him a bit from one perspective of the both sides of how to solve things in love. I don't listen to the other stuff, for a particular reason, but I do follow him, and for important stuff.
As a gangbanger, I was a Crip. And I always ask, why are we fighting the Bloods, man? What's going on? They said, because they Bloods. Don't question it. Never questioned it. So one day, I got Bloods and Crips to play D&D with each other. It's one of the biggest stories on my channel. If you go to my channel and click popular, you'll see it. I got them to play with each other, and I realized they have a lot more in common than you might think. It's strange. They found a common ground, and I was able to talk to them and have conversation through a shared game, through a children's game, D&D. And I've lived by that philosophy ever since that moment, ever since I accomplished that very horrifying task. It was scary as hell. I will never let my humanity die, ever.
Mm-hmm.
We are failing each other. I'm not trying to defeat you. I'm trying to find you somewhere underneath all that armor. This isn't about winning some stupid argument. Winning an argument is what you do when you've lost the point entirely. This is not debate class. This is life. Treat it like it's life.
Yes. Yeah, treat it like it's life. That is the most pinnacle thing to talk about. Treat it like it's life. That is to be. Element Reptile right here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you. We'll see you another time. Man, I dropped my shit. Come on.